Good morning. Welcome to our Monday morning meditation. Good to see you today. Always good to see your name up there. I usually have an idea of what our meditation is going to be about. Yeah, for a few days ahead of time. I'm kind of throwing things out to my intuition channel and listen for ideas. And this time I just wing it, which I don't normally like to do when I'm doing something live and then recorded. But I just trusted that. And I had a little bit of time. Thank you. I had a little bit of time this morning before meditation, before our time together today. I was just thinking, oh my, just kind of getting into my own meditation space and thinking about all of the happenings that have been going on in July. I talked a little bit last week about the July energy that my spiritual teacher, Jane Elizabeth Hart, shared with a group of us earlier this month, and how, it's the first month of the second half of the year, and there's a lot of energy coming in to push us and move us to, I don't know, let go of whatever we need to let go of for the year, the rest of the year coming forward. And just noticing all of the churning that has been going on for myself and friends of mine and people, all sorts of people that I talk with, that things are just really coming to my mind, to mind and into life, that are needing a little extra time and consideration and spiritual work and emotional work to release. One of the outpicturings of that, the demonstrations of that, if you will, for me has been a couple of weeks ago. I was at my parents' house ready to do a class on Zoom, and I opened my computer to finish up the PowerPoint for the presentation, and it kept telling me there was no hard drive to be found. And I clicked on things. I restarted the computer. I did all the things that a non-tech person like myself knows how to do. And zero hard drive. My hard drive got chewed up, spit out, and run over, and it was gone. So I had to wing it at that time. Unfortunately, I was able to use my dad's computer, which worked beautifully. So I was able to get by, but then I had to take my computer to the shop. And not only that, but that was my old computer. I had just purchased a new computer that wasn't working. The internet kept going out. I would try to do my Zoom calls and I would get kicked off after a few minutes, and the internet was clunky. And here I'm using my dad's computer that was a few years older than the one I just purchased, and his worked just fine. It's like, what is going on? And then on my way to a friend's house last night, I was trying to call my mom on my phone, and it had been unpaired from my car. Usually I could I'm like, oh my gosh, whatever this July energy is, it is chewing up all of my technology. Unfortunately, we're able to do this today, but on an old computer with a camera I had to buy to plug in so it's not all fuzzy. And oh my goodness, it's just so interesting. And the message that was coming through with that, which is my point of all this story, my message for myself coming through with all of that, it has made me slow down. I'm having to edit videos and audio on this old computer that I'm using right now, and it takes forever because it's, a slower processor. And what's happening is all of the old programs, not all, right? I'm still here. I still have a pulse. I still have things to work on, but I have some old programs that I've been working for the first half of the year to release and let go of, and to really look at myself and get to know myself better. And so when my hard drive got cleared out, even though it was frustrating and I was a little panicked for about half an hour, I really got the message like, okay, this is my old hard drive, and I'm getting a new hard drive, a faster hard drive, a more capable hard drive. And that is true for the inside as well. Things are happening. But when that kind of turmoil is roiling up all over, we have to cooperate with it. And the main thing that I have come to see, and which feels like our theme for today, is trust, right? When we sit down for our meditation time, our nervous system is always going, it's always on alert for something. And then it tells the brain that, oh, I have to figure this out. I have to solve this problem. I have to do something. But when we're working in that bigger framework of, there's an energy here that we're tuning into when we meditate. And if you're just meditating to be relaxed, that's fine too. Or for health purposes, that's great too. But what's going to happen inevitably, no matter what your purpose for meditation is that you will be tuning into your own intuition. And we have to trust that. We have to trust that it's happening. And then we have to trust it when it comes through so that we can read those messages like, oh, my hard drive is gone. Okay, what does that mean? Well, that means for me, may mean something different if that happened to you. Hopefully it doesn't, by the way. But if it does, it may mean something different for you. But for me, it was definitely the message of your old programs are gone. So don't pick them back up. Don't worry about what the new is going to look like. Just be with it. Just be and let it happen and trust. One of the things that my spiritual teacher had told me years ago when I was first really, I've meditated off and on since I was in high school, but this is a time when she was really talking to me about quieting my mind. And when we quiet our minds, the purpose of doing that is to get still, is to help us tune into our intuition, but it also closes down those old programs, those old false beliefs that just kind of have their way with us under the surface. And when we're meditating, we really become aware of those. That's a lot of reason people stop meditating, is because they say, oh, I can't meditate. My mind is too busy. Well, yeah, of course it's busy. It's, that's what brains do. They be busy. They are busy. That's just what they do. And when we sit down to meditate, we really become aware of that activity. And so part of our work in meditation, even though we're working to not work, right, and just to be, is trusting that just being is happening and just being is okay. And the nervous system kind of fights against that. Maybe like, yeah, but what about this? Or what about that? Or I have to figure this out. Or here's something exciting that's happening, so I have to think about it and I'm excited for it. And everything will be. There's a patience to being with our meditation time and supporting ourselves just being. And there's a trust that needs to be there. It doesn't have to be there fully right away, but we can know that that's developing. We're developing our trust within ourselves, within that intuitive part of ourselves, that that inner sense that we have, like, I just have a feeling about such and such. Well, we learn to trust that more, and we learn to listen to it more. In our meditation time, we're really kind of being downloaded with whatever we need for our day, for our week, and we can trust what's coming to us. So that patience and that trust are what we're going to focus on today. And how do we focus on that? We just be with it, right? We just let it. So I invite you, if you're not already comfortable, and just relax, take a couple of deep breaths. When we focus on our breathing, like we do if we're doing quick breath Breathing into the count of four, breathing out to the count of four as we're helping to calm the nervous system as much as it will allow us through our breathing. So let's just do that a little bit first. Breathing into the count of four, breathing out to the count of four. And if you find it's more natural to go to a different number, 3 or 5, that's fine. Just follow what your body needs. Let your body melt into the chair you're sitting in. So that your mind doesn't even need to focus on the body or any concerns about it. If you notice something, sensation come up from your body, just notice it and bring your attention back to your breath. As our body calms, really our emotions calm with it. They're so closely tied together. And then what comes more into focus is our mind and all its goings on. And this is our time to practice trusting the stillness more than the urgings of the thoughts. Just let yourself practice right now. Working with your awareness, your attention. So that your presence is with you, with your center, with your breath. Not going off with the thoughts that come through. Our mind is so used to urging us to do something, urging us into action that may or may not be necessary. But in this space, we just let go of all of that for now. And just trust that in this moment we have everything we could possibly need. In this moment, we are completely safe, secure, provided for. And our past, present, and future are all exactly the way they need to be. In this space of peace and centeredness, we strengthen our awareness and our connection to infinite support that knows so much better than our little minds that are conditioned by our past. And right now, we're really saying, I'm open to what I don't know. I'm open to better ways of managing my life. I'm open to better ways of seeing my true self, of appreciating my true self. And as I focus on my breathing instead of my thoughts, I'm giving them permission to move on, giving permission to allow whatever changes within need to happen. And whether we know it or not, we are showered with light and energy whenever we take time to meditate. It's always there, it's always showering us, but when we meditate, we're especially tuning into it, whether we can see it or feel it or sense it or not. It's there and it's happening. And our job is to trust that it is so. Even if during your meditation time, you're just noticing the anxiousness of the mind or any resistance to just being and trusting. It's part of the process. Just notice it. So often, that inner connection is about trusting even more than our minds are willing to allow us to think that we're trusting. Just by tapping into that time and space of your meditation is an act of trust. And that is so much stronger and more powerful than whatever the mind is doing in the moment, even when it doesn't feel like it. Even when it feels like the mind is stronger, it's never stronger. Maybe louder, but never stronger. Tapping into trust always supports us and helps us with solutions that we need for our everyday life. And tapping into that even when the mind is busy worrying about something. Just put it in a box next to you in your imagination. Put the worrying mind in a box. Just let it worry. And while it's in the box, tap into your center. We are not the mind. So we can separate that out from our consciousness, from our awareness, and say, okay, my mind is busy worrying right now, but I'm not. I'm willing to trust. That is a simple but powerful act of setting the mind aside, seeing it as not who you are, and tapping into that stream of light, energy, wisdom, love that's always pouring through you. So if you have extra time to meditate, I invite you to just continue to sit in that light, that energy pouring from the top of your head to the tips of your toes. And let your practice this week be tapping into trust, tapping into patience, and to see what happens. And if you are needing to end meditation time, I invite you to take a deep breath or two and let your mind body system know that you're switching gears, moving forth into your day with this renewed sense of peace. And I invite you to tap into that every day. Thank you for joining me today, and have a wonderful week, and I will see you next week. Bye-bye for now.